Welcome to the second Breakfast with Basta. My name is Jeff. This is where we take an opportunity to answer some of the questions that you've submitted to us this week. You've submitted those questions by going to www.bastabags.com, clicking on blog, and submitting a question to any of the posts that you see there. Or you can send us an email. Email us at questions@bastabags.com. So several of you have contacted us this week and asked questions about fakes, and in particular, fake handbags. Now, one of the things about fake handbags is how do you spot them? Now, there are several ways to do that, but I want to highlight another question as well, and that is, where do they come from? Now, it may surprise you to learn that fake handbags can be made in Italy, and in fact, many of them are. They come from an area in Italy called Prato, and this is just north of Florence. Prato is an area of high immigrant concentration. It's also home to thousands and thousands of very low regulated and illegitimate businesses. The working conditions in these businesses are terrible. In fact, just late last year, there was a fire in one of these companies and it killed many of the workers that were working there. It was revealed in this fire that many of the workers were living at the factory with their families and that they were living in small cardboard boxes above the working floor. So you have to be careful and be cognizant of what is the working environment of the people who are making the bags that might be fake that you might be buying. The second area where bags are made is in Guangzhou. And Guangzhou is an area south of Shanghai in China. This is the first area where China experimented with capitalism, and it is the home of many, many, many talented capitalists. It is also the home to many, many factories who are turning out fake and illegitimate handbags. And these could be fake Coach handbags, they could be fake Louis Vuitton handbags. And some of them are very high quality, but none of them are manufacturer quality. And so maybe just a word about how you spot a fake handbag. The first thing that you want to focus on is the smell. A real handbag is made out of fine leather, and the manufacturer knows exactly where that leather comes from, and they match that process all the way through production. A fake handbag is usually not made out of leather. It might be a plastic, it might be a very inferior grade that's painted to look like leather. And so one of the things you can do is actually smell a bag. That might seem a bit odd, but it should smell like leather. Many of the bags you will smell that are from China will have an almost chemical smell to them, and then you know right away. The second, of course, is price. If you're going out to buy an $1,800 Goyard handbag and you're buying it for $125, it goes without saying that is most likely not a legitimate Goyard handbag. The other thing to watch out for is the stitching. As you look at the stitching on a handbag, the one thing that you want to make sure is that the stitches are the same length all the way around, and that the spaces between the stitching are the same all the way around. Now, this goes for the inside of the bag as well as the outside of the bag. Just because the bag has quality stitching on the outside, you want to make sure that it has quality stitching on the inside. A fake most likely will not. And in fact, many of the fake manufacturers in Prato or Guangzhou are gluing those bags together and putting a superficial stitch on the outside to make it look like the stitch is all the way through. Now, these things are going to last weeks, maybe months, but certainly not years. They're going to start falling apart almost immediately. The other thing you want to watch out for on the interior of the bag is, are the pockets, are the logos, are the dividers, are the zippers everywhere where you expect them to be. It's very easy for a manufacturer of fakes to look at a photo of a Louis Vuitton and manufacture something that looks similar to that. But when it comes to the interior of the bag, this needs to be very high quality. It's getting a lot of use and abuse, and a fake is not going to have that. So again, the things you need to watch out for fakes and how to spot them: you need to make sure that it smells like leather. You need to make sure that the price is as you would find with an authorized retailer. You need to make sure that the stitching is even and that it is spaced properly, and you need to make sure that that's true on the inside as well as the outside of the bag. But maybe a final note and a personal note. I've seen these fake factories. I've seen where these things have made. I've been there at 2 o'clock in the morning. I can tell you the conditions of these workers are abysmal, and if you knowingly participate buying fakes, you are aiding and abetting an industry that does not care about its workers, and it treats human beings in a terrible and miserable way. So if you knowingly go out and buy fakes, please know where you're getting them from, and please know what your participation is in that environment. That's questions for this week. Submit them to us, Bastabags.com. Click on blog and submit a question to any of the posts that you see there, or email us at questions@bastabags.com. My name is Jeff. Thanks for joining us here in New York, and good morning.